some here are some things that you probably didn't know about me. Starting off with number one, I have autism. Well, a lot of you don't know that. I will also admit I don't find it such an incredible thing to necessarily mention, but a lot of people on a daily basis, they message me and they're like, yo bro, you say you have autism, however I don't really notice it in your videos. Well, it's got a couple of reasons. When I make videos, I'm kind of in my own zone. I'm pretty much just in my own world, and I get to relax, I suppose, if that makes any kind of sense. So it's the same in public. You don't notice it with me, except for when it comes to the social part. Sometimes you do notice it with me. For instance, I sometimes don't look at people in the eye. I find it difficult sometimes to keep eye contact. Yeah, I know, it is what it is, but I always try my best to work around that. But if you ask me what life is like with it, it's cool for me. You know, look at it like this. There are a lot of other people that have it, unfortunately, worse. And by that I mean, in some cases, people that literally can't take care of themselves. Some that can never live on their own. And I'm very, very fortunate that I'm able to drive. I can do a lot of things independent. Some things still nowadays I sometimes need guidance with, but at the end of the day, I try to do most things on my own, by my own. And if there's really no way for me to do something, I always got my friend, or I always got my mom pretty much, because she knows me like a book. At the end of the day, literally like a book. Number two, I used to play Judo back as a kid. A very, very long time ago, I got introduced to this amazing defense sport named Judo. I used to love it. I used to always want to do something in sports. You had Thai boxing, which is an attack sport, but Judo teaches you the balance of life and respect and tranquil. And I was always told that you're not allowed to use it outside of the sport. And I have never till this day used any of the moves. I used to play Judo for, I think, man, that's a good question. I think I played it for 2-3 years. But I unfortunately ended up having to make a decision. I had football 3-4 times a week, so training 3 times a week and a match every weekend. And I had that combined with, you can already probably know it, Judo, which was twice a week. My body at the time was, well, still underdeveloped. Still is, some would say. I'm just kidding. But I got injured at eventual points a lot because of the fact that I didn't give my body the rest, even though I wanted to. So I started eventually skipping Judo more frequent, and my Judo master, who's also my personal friend in real life, started to notice that, and he kept on wondering why I didn't come. And I said, listen, I just keep on getting injured every time. And also, not that I'm starting to lose interest, unfortunately, in the sport, because I really used to love it. I got a couple of trophies. Somewhere I've got it in my garage or in my house. I've got the bands. Do I sometimes miss it? No, to be very honest, I don't, because it's something as a kid that I really loved. I don't think, however, nowadays I could re-pick it up because of the fact that, well, my cardio is really bad. And one thing I always had with Judo, and it's only with Judo, it's never been with football, it's never been with anything else. I used to get dizzy really quickly and sick really quickly. And I think it was due to the fact that, well, the adrenaline used to always kick in with me. And it used to screw me over so often when I had matches, like really, really important matches. I couldn't continue the game because, well, I would either throw up. And that's the bizarre thing. I used to always eat proper before my games. But having nerves combined with people that were double my size, that were physically stronger, having all these people watching me wasn't easy. But I can say that I really enjoyed it at the time, and I would strongly advise for those who want to get into the defensive sport, because those type of sports are all about one thing at the end of the day, respect, respecting yourself and respecting your fellow people. So I thought I'd just let you know. Numero tres. I've moved a lot in my life. When I say a lot, quite a few times. So I was born in Vlaardingen, which is Rotterdam, or at the time was a part of Rotterdam. However, I think since 2015 it is no longer Rotterdam. Oh well. And I was born there. I lived in Maasluis. Then from Maasluis, I was 3 years old. I moved to Hellevoetsluis, which is where majority of my life grew up in. Then from Hellevoetsluis, I eventually moved out at 18. I moved to Rokanje. From Rokanje, I eventually moved out to Zeeland. And for me, it never was a big issue because of the fact that I was very small. So yes, even though I was born in Vlaardingen and I lived in Maasluis for only 2 years, I don't have any memories of the place, unfortunately, because the hospital that I was born in, Vlaardingen, unfortunately no longer exists. I think it pretty much got demolished right after my birth. I think it got demolished in 2003. That is nowadays a suburb by a highway, if not mistaken. I haven't been there in a long time. I also haven't been in Vlaardingen forever. Years, I think, man, definitely minimum 5-6 years. Because again, yes, it's my birthplace of origin, but I have no memories. I have nothing that I can relate to. I was only born there. So all my memories are in Hellevoetsluis, and for my childhood, like really around 12, 16, Spijkenisse had a huge impact on my growing up and bringing up as well. Spijkenisse, I had Hoogvliet, I had Slinger. It was an interesting place to say the least. It's those type of environments you have to adapt. If you don't adapt, well, you just see what happens. But you know, at the end of the day, as long as you just mind your business 9 out of 10 times, whether it's in a bad neighborhood or in the hood or whatever, you should be fine. We don't have like politics here in the Netherlands, so you know, what hood are you from? Oh, this and that. It's not like in other countries where people do that corny stuff. In general, you're pretty safe here. Number 4, which will highly likely be the most disappointing one, is I am a Manchester United fan. No, I am not a glory hunter. I have been a Manchester United fan since 2011, 2012. Well, that's more when I started to get into it. Why, you may wonder? Well, I think a big part of it has to do with the fact that my granddaddy used to be a huge Man United fan. A huge Man United fan. And fun fact, I was never interested in watching football, but I always used to play football from a very, very young age. And I eventually started to look into like these football compilations of Man United players, and slowly but slowly, my favorite goalkeeper at the time, who had just retired, was Edwin van der Sar. And I remember they got David De Gea from Atletico Madrid right after Van der Sar, because I think Van der Sar went to Fulham afterwards. Maybe he retired completely, I don't remember. And that's really when I started becoming a huge fan of United. I was there with Louis van Gaal, I was there with Mourinho, I was there in the worst times, I was there in their best times as well. But I've actually had someone tell me once before that this is a serious thing. Someone sent me a message one day and said, you cannot be a supporter of Manchester United because you are not born and raised in England. So I'm thinking over here, that's the dumbest thing ever. Football is for everyone. Doesn't matter what color you are, what ethnicity, where you're born. That's like saying, oh, you can't support Barcelona unless you're born and raised in Spain, Barcelona. A stupid statement. I never replied to his comment because it was so ignorant and dumb. But yes, Manchester United is a staple in this household. I have clothing of Man United. I have mugs. Well, you name it, I pretty much have it. I don't like to portray it in my house because United for the past years have been very disappointing, but I've never switched on my team, never switched on my club, because It's the club that I support till I literally die, and I obviously one day hope, and I hope before I ever get to pass away, that I get to witness Man United winning the Premier League. It's been quite a while. Well, at least we're still better than Tottenham. Number 5. I have nothing else to add. Did you know that about me? Did you know that I like to talk a lot of my videos? Did you perhaps like know that? Yes, I talk quite a lot of my videos, and some of you get bothered by it, but that sounds like a you problem, really. Oh, and I also have tattoos for those that don't know. Did you not notice my tattoos? I know for some of you it's probably so weird seeing me with tattoos. I like tattoos. I'm still not done, but I really hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless. Let me know some things that I may not know about you in the comments down below, because that's the funny thing. You can literally search anything up about me, but I know